remember him when I was just 5 years old, walking up Grandma Domingo's rosebush tree. And I thought he was a very handsome man. Handsome boy, I should say. He was a person that did a lot of things for other people, and that struck me. He was well liked by Grandma and Grandpa Domingo. Of course, he used to hang around with Uncle Andy and Uncle Danny. And you know that Uncle Andy and Uncle Danny got married to two sisters, and that made us a trio. I was a sophomore then in high school when he had just come back. That was after the war. It was at a show in Lahaina. And then we walked down to the wharf. He started to say some nice things to me. And that's how it started. I guess that was when we got together.
It's not how long we held each other's hand. What matters is how well we love each other. It's not how far we traveled on our way, but what we found to stay. It's not the spring you see, but all the shades of green. It's not how long I held you in my arms. What matters is how sweet the years together. It's not how many summertimes we had to give to fall. The early morning smiles we tearfully recall. What matters most is that we loved at all.
The children meant a lot to him.
Because of his experience of people and of character, he would know basically how much knowledge you had. He would use that to benefit yourself in explaining certain processes.
Striving for your full potential. There's really nothing that you cannot do. You just have to find a solution to the problem, and that's all it is.
The foremost thing that I learned from Grandpa was to be honest.
He was a strong force for discipline in my life when I was really young. It had its returns as I got older.
There's so many things my father was to me. I wouldn't say that he was like that song Nobody's Child, but you know, it was like he was from a very early age. He had to learn how to fend for himself, and he did just that.
When you listen to the boys talk about how the father would discipline them, they're happy that the father showed them love, actually.
As a whole, I think the whole family is built around Grandma and Grandpa's values.
You come in and he just wanted to make sure that you're comfortable and you're welcome. You would leave Dad's house contented.
Family meant to uncle togetherness.
I don't know how to describe him. He was just so many things in my life.
Grandchildren meant a lot. Children meant a lot to Grandpa. He had a deep love for them, really. He'd want them to have respect, not only for others, for themselves.
I would come over to his house. This is before I started kindergarten, and I brought home a bulletin from my parents, and then my grandpa saw it, and then he taught me how to read it.
Be whatever you want to be. He would want them to know God.
He used to swing us on the mango tree. When I first wanted to ride a bike, he made me a bike, and he would take me out and he would paint it with me. He helped me on my homework.
Family meant to uncle togetherness.
up a little higher. Yeah, there you go.
I could say it in one word, he was filled with love. There was not a time that I did not leave here without bags of fruit.
We stood and we looked down the cliff and we watched our dad wait for the fish to come within throwing range, and that was the most undescribable thing that I ever saw. It was the amount of patience that he used that day. I've never seen that much patience in any other person.
Most giving man I've ever met, always had a smile on his face, always wanting to please and make sure that everybody was happy above himself.
I'm really proud of him. I don't think he ever knew how proud I was, because he never went to college, but he always told me how important it was for me to make something of myself. And I don't know if that meant that he didn't make something of himself, because in actuality he did. He accomplished so many things that even with a college degree, I don't think any of us would be able to do.
Thanks for everything in my life that you've given me, and I see you when it's my turn.
I love you, Grandpa. I always have and I always will. And no matter where you are, you'll always be with me.